The power of patience, a call to strategic stillness. Gentlemen, there's a force most never harness, not because it's elusive, but because it's silent. It's patience. Not the passive kind that sits idle, but the fierce, deliberate kind that holds its ground while others crumble under pressure. In a world hooked on instant gratification, the man who masters patience doesn't just survive, he thrives. Why? Because patience lets you see clearly, think deeply, and strike with devastating precision when the moment demands it. Today, I'm here to show you how to wield this quiet power, to transform waiting into your sharpest weapon, and to turn stillness into victory. Let's forge that strength together. Starting now, the silent forge of greatness. You've been told that loud effort equals progress, that if the world doesn't see your hustle, it doesn't count. That's a lie. The greatest victories are crafted in silence, where no one cheers, no one watches, and no one believes. In those unseen moments, you grow strongest. Why? Because silence strips away distractions. You're not reacting. You're designing. You're not chasing. You're becoming. Think of a blacksmith in his forge, alone with sparks and steel. No crowd, no applause. Just the steady rhythm of his hammer, shaping a blade blow by blow. When the sword is revealed, the world calls it a masterpiece, but only he knows the months of quiet labor it took. That's your life. What you build in silence lasts when the noise fades. Are you chasing visibility or crafting strength? The man who builds in the shadows emerges unstoppable. The art of delayed power.
Patience isn't weakness, it's precision. While others rush, you prepare. While they shout, you study. And when the moment comes, you move with such clarity that they're left wondering how you made it look so effortless. Picture a lion in the tall grass. It doesn't leap at every rustle. It watches, waits, stalks. Then, in one calculated strike, it claims its prize. That's you. Don't react, respond. Hold your energy, not out of fear, but because you're calculating.
Why does patience command power? Because the world expects haste. It expects you to flinch, to fire back, to prove yourself. But when you stay calm, you unsettle them. You smile, you listen, you wait. And when the opening appears, your move is so certain it leaves them stunned. Imagine a room full of loud voices, each clamoring to be heard. You sit back silent. Then with one measured sentence, you silence the chaos. That's power. Not in noise, but in control. Are you reacting or are you studying? The man who waits bends the world to his will. The magnetism of stillness. Everything you desire, success, love, wealth, respect, is already in motion. But here's the trap. If you chase it wildly, you'll end up further away. Movement without purpose is just noise. Stillness with intention is power. The world doesn't reward the man who runs after every spark. It rewards the one who burns quietly, becoming a magnet for what's meant for him. Impatience marks the uncertain man. He sees something beautiful and thinks he must seize it now or lose it forever. But nothing truly valuable is rushed. A mango plucked too early is sour. A man who rushes greatness before he's ready collapses under its weight. The universe respects discipline, and patience is discipline in disguise. It's preparation when others are distracted, growth without needing applause. Picture a mountain climber not sprinting to the peak, but studying the terrain, conserving energy, moving with rhythm. When he summits, he doesn't just arrive, he endures. Are you forcing life to your timeline, or are you becoming the man who deserves what he seeks? Timing. The hidden weapon power lies not in speed, but in timing. The man who acts too soon finds the ground unsteady. The man who acts too late watches opportunities slip away. But the man who moves at the perfect moment reshapes the world. Timing is the wise man's edge, quiet, subtle, and decisive. Most men act from fear, rushing because they're nervous, chasing because they dread being left behind. But fear-based action is survival, not strategy. You must become like the farmer who doesn't scatter seeds in snow or harvest before the bloom. He watches the soil, tracks the clouds, and moves when the season is right. Life has its rhythms, times to speak, to build, to wait. Rush the process and you ruin the result. Master timing and doors swing open without force. Are you acting from panic or purpose? The man who controls his timing commands his destiny. Quiet preparation, loud victory. Victory isn't won on the battlefield. It's claimed long before, in the silent hours of preparation. The war is a formality when you've already fought the battle within, through discipline and effort when no one was watching. You don't sharpen your sword mid-fight. You hone it in the quiet, when others sleep, when no spotlight shines. That's where your edge is carved. Picture a boxer in a dim basement, training alone for years. No fame, no cameras, just sweat, study, and repetition. He perfects his stance, sharpens his timing. When he steps into the ring, he doesn't try, he executes. His dominance isn't born that day, but in every unseen day before it. The world celebrates the performance but forgets the rehearsal.
You know better. The more you sweat in silence, the less you bleed in conflict. Are you preparing like you mean it, or waiting for life to surprise you? The prepared man never panics. He's already faced the fight in his mind 1,000 times. Reputation, your silent shadow.
Your reputation is your shadow. It speaks before you enter and lingers after you leave. It's not built by victories or boasts, but by quiet moments of restraint. One reckless word, one impulsive act can unravel years of discipline. True strength lies in holding your tongue, not out of fear, but strategy. People trust the calm presence, the man who weighs his words, who pauses before speaking. Why? Because his silence isn't timid, it's calculated. Imagine a man falsely accused in a courtroom, eyes on him, whispers swirling. He doesn't erupt or crumble. He stands firm, speaks low, and moves with dignity. His restraint shifts the room, not because of his defense, but his discipline. That's the power of a name built through patience. Are you guarding your words like treasure, or spending them carelessly? A man who controls his impulses radiates trust, earning respect that outlasts noise. Your reputation isn't a banner you wave. It's a fortress you build, stone by patient stone. Delay is direction. Delay isn't denial. It's direction. Most see it as rejection, a sign to give up. But the wise man sees it as instruction, a call to deepen his foundation. Delay exposes your weaknesses, tests your character, and forces you to grow. Success that comes too soon slips through unprepared hands. But when it arrives after you've been forged, it fits like armor. Picture building a bridge over a raging river. Rush the job, skip the measurements, and the first storm destroys it, but take your time. Test the beams, study the current, and you build something that carries generations. Delay isn't punishment, it's preparation. Are you seeing setbacks as failure or as a chance to go deeper? The man who uses delay to refine himself becomes unshakable, turning waiting into wisdom. Every extra day is a gift to become better than yesterday. Decisions born in stillness.
The strongest decisions aren't made in noise. They're born in stillness. When pressure screams, most react, driven by impulse or chaos. But reaction clouds judgment, mistakes emotion for truth. In stillness, you separate impulse from insight. You don't just do what feels right, you do what is right. Imagine a ship's captain in a storm. Waves crash, winds howl, but he doesn't steer wildly. He anchors, studies the stars, and moves deliberately. That's you. Pause when the world demands haste. Let the dust settle. Let your mind focus. Are your choices born from clarity or chaos? Stillness is rebellion against a culture of speed, a space where wisdom speaks. The best paths come from reflection, not reaction. Rule your inner world, and the outer world follows. Truth's quiet rhythm.
Truth doesn't shout. It rises patiently if you let it. Rush, and you see what you want, not what is. Wait, and the mask slips. Time wears down lies, erodes deception. The patient man sees what others miss, the shift in tone, the crack in the story. Patience isn't just waiting, it's watching. Imagine meeting someone new, their charm dazzling. The urge to trust is strong, but you pause. You listen, observe. Slowly, truth surfaces. A contradiction, a fleeting moment of anger, not because you pressed, but because you waited. How often have you paid for rushing? Truth is a signal waiting for your stillness. Give it space, and it will guide you. The wise don't chase clarity. They let it rise. The quiet man's command. Silence is a power no noise can replicate. The quiet man doesn't beg for attention. He commands it. In a world of constant chatter, his restraint stands out. When he speaks, people listen, not because he's loud, but because his words are rare and sharp. When he moves, his actions resonate, not from desperation, but from intention. Picture a general before battle, tense buzzing with chaos. He sits still, focused. When he speaks, the room stops, not because he demands it, but because his silence earned it. That's the paradox. By saying less, you say more. Are you speaking to be heard, or because you must? Intentional silence isn't fear. It's strategy. The quiet man doesn't just win the moment, he wins the legacy, the cost of rushing. The finest things take time. A rushed meal lacks flavor. A hurried building collapses. Greatness demands patience, not pride. The impatient man wants the reward without the work, the crown without the scars. But what you force fails. What you nurture grows. Think of an apprentice crafting a chair, ignoring his master's call for care. He finishes fast, but the chair breaks in a month. Speed won him pride, but lost him permanence. Are you forcing a relationship, a decision, a dream before it's ready? The pyramids, cathedrals, masterpieces, they weren't rushed. They endure because they were built with care. Slow down, refine your craft, and build something worth remembering. Control. Through calm control isn't chaos, it's steadiness. The man who waits sees what others miss, the hidden flaw, the subtle opportunity. Impatience destroys vision, urging you to act before you're ready. But waiting enhances perception, creating space for strategy. Picture a captain in fog, anchoring until the stars appear. That's control. Not rushing, but guiding. Are you acting from anxiety or clarity? The man who waits doesn't fall behind. He commands time. He decides what matters, directs his energy, and moves with purpose. Control is power over yourself, your focus, your triggers, your choices. Stop rushing to prove you're ahead. The one who wins knows where he's going, striking with precision when the moment is right. Patience as your shield. Patience protects you from pointless battles. A hasty word, a reckless judgment. They spark wars that needn't be fought. The wise man doesn't engage every insult or defend himself to every fool. He responds only when it serves a purpose, conserving energy for what matters. Imagine a statesman slandered in the press. He doesn't retaliate. He builds, serves, leads. The noise fades, but his work endures. Are you fighting arguments that don't deserve your fire? Patience is your armor, guarding your focus from distractions. Save your energy for battles that count and strike with impact. The man who waits doesn't just endure, he excels. Patience as strategic power. Patience isn't passivity. It's refined strength. It's not idleness, but deliberate restraint. The patient man isn't lost. He knows exactly where he's going. While others scramble, he stores energy, gathers insight, and moves with leverage. Strategy isn't speed. It's timing. Think of a hunter in the woods, silent for hours, watching the wind, adjusting his aim. When he strikes, he doesn't miss. Bring that stillness to your life. Stop reacting to every demand, every emotion. Pause, observe, act with intent. How much could you achieve if you moved only when the moment was right? Patience turns ordinary men into legends, giving you the edge to command, not chase outcomes. Building a fortress, not a tent. Life tests you without warning, revealing the strength of what you've built. Hasty structures collapse under pressure, but what's crafted with patience stands through storms. Most chase visibility, craving applause before they've earned scars. But you're building for legacy, not attention. Picture two builders. One rushes, using weak wood for quick praise. The other digs deep, lays stones with care. When the storm hits, only one stands firm. Are you building a tent for the moment or a fortress for generations? Patience isn't the absence of ambition. It's ambition with depth. Build slow, build solid, and when the world shakes, you won't. Endurance over flash. Success belongs to the man who endures, not the one who starts strong. The world loves the spark, the launch, the flash of brilliance, but it overlooks the grind, the man who shows up day after quiet day, refusing to break. Endurance outlasts talent, charm, excitement. It wears down resistance, making victory inevitable. Imagine a race through a forest. The flashy runners sprint ahead, boasting, laughing. You move steady, focused. Hours pass and they fade, not from lack of skill, but lack of stamina. You finish, not because you were fastest, but because you never stopped. Are you chasing attention or building resilience? Consistency beats brilliance. Show up even when no one's watching, and the summit is yours. The gift of obscurity. The spotlight isn't where you learn, it's where you deliver. Preparation happens in silence, when no one's clapping, when failure is free. Obscurity is a gift, letting you experiment, fall, and rise without judgment. There, you forge mastery, not for likes, but for impact. Picture a playwright alone, rewriting lines by candlelight. Months pass, no praise, just work. Then, opening night, the crowd roars, calling him a genius. But he knows it was the grind, not magic. Are you wasting your quiet seasons craving notice, or are you using them to sharpen your edge? Train in the dark, and when the lights come, you'll step forward ready. The unshakable mind. No storm can break a mind trained for pressure. Hard times are the rule, not the exception. You don't crumble because life is tough. You crumble when your thinking is weak. The patient man builds mental armor, thought by thought, in the cold, silent moments of rejection and delay. Picture a kettle on a fire. A weak lid rattles and breaks. A strong one holds firm. That's your mind, forged through presence, not panic. Are you training your thoughts to bend without breaking? Expect resistance, not ease. Practice composure in small moments, when someone irritates you, when plans falter. That's power, not in shouting, but in staying steady when everything's wrong. The rhythm of seasons life moves in cycles, like the earth's seasons. There's a time to sow, to wait, to reap, to rest. The wise man learns this rhythm, but most fight it, demanding harvest in winter. You don't fail from incapacity. You fail from impatience. Discern your season. Is it time to build quietly, to act boldly, or to trust silently? Imagine a vineyard keeper planting vines that bear no fruit for years. Neighbors mock, but he waters, prunes, waits. Then one season grapes burst forth, and the world calls it luck. He knows it was faith in the process. Are you fighting your season or working with it? Trust the cycle. Sow in silence, wait with purpose, and the harvest will come. Victory in the daily victory isn't a moment. It's a method. It's not a lucky break, but the quiet choice to do what's right when it's hard, when no one sees. The man who wins once burns out like a match. The man who wins daily rises and stays risen, building a fortress with every choice. Picture a sculptor chiseling stone day after day. No crowd, no progress, just sweat. Months pass, and a masterpiece emerges. The crowd gasps, but he remembers the silent strikes. Are you showing up today, or hoping tomorrow fixes itself? Victory is in the footsteps, the habits, the unseen. Every choice is a brick in your future. Build with care, and your greatness will endure. The final call. True power doesn't shout. It waits. It watches, calculates, and strikes with force when the moment is ripe. Master patience, and the world will mistake your calm for weakness until your rise proves them wrong. Train in silence. Build in obscurity. Endure through storms. Let others chase noise. You chase mastery. Start today. Pause before you react. Build when no one's watching. Trust the season you're in. Every day is a vote for the man you're becoming. Choose discipline over distraction, restraint over recklessness, patience over pressure. The world will come to you, not because you shouted, but because you were ready. So wait, watch, and when the time is right, move with unshakable force. Your victory is not a moment. It's a legacy, forged one patient day at a time.